Simulation Football League presents The Kramer Show. Your non-stop SFL action begins now.
Thank you once again, Mike Daggs, for that lovely introduction. This is The Kramer Show heading on into Week 6, so of course we always go into recap Week 5, but let me start off the show first of saying that we have one guest on the show this week. I tried to get two, but some time conflicts didn't work out, but the guy will be on here sometime on The Kramer Show within the few weeks that we're still doing this, because if we're being renewed for another week, we're going to keep having this until the end of the season, possibly the SFL Minor League season as well, but we're being joined today by the Director of Game Day Operations, the GM to Queen City. He's a defensive coordinator for him as well. He's also their wide receiver. Stephen Hacker will be joining me on the show later on. And yes, I'm wearing my Denver Night Wings Championship t-shirt. It finally came in. It took forever. Make sure if you want a t-shirt like this, go hit up Sector 6. Have it all the way in the description down below where you can find SFL merch. But let's go on to Week 5 recap, some action that happened. Started things off with Mexico City defeated London 56-28, and Matt Wilson had himself a day. Tulsa beat Carolina 24-14. Going to other ones, New Orleans upsets Jacksonville 24-13. Vancouver stayed undefeated by beating Seattle 27-20. Atlanta defeated Florida 23-16. Denver squeaked by Queen City 33-30. Chicago overcame Arizona 29-13. Charleston over Sioux Falls 27-17. Baltimore blew out Houston 50-14. And St. Louis rolled the dice and defeated Las Vegas 43-17. So there's a lot of I would say there's a lot of scoring this past week in the SFL, which is always good. We want to see more action, but we also like to see those defensive style games, because as general manager of Denver, we're known for our defense giving up 30 points. I mean, I'm fine with it if we get the win, but there was a lot of action, a lot of scoring that happened, especially with Matt Wilson. We'll get more to him a little bit later. 56 points by Mexico City, they topped that, and 50 by Baltimore. That's very impressive for a Week 5 going into it. Now Week 6, will we see action like that? There's a good chance that we might, but we're going to see some good games, of course, like always. St. Louis, though, in that second half was extremely dominant on Las Vegas. Tom Rahmen, I should say, not looking too hot right now. Maybe next week's going to be looking good. Hopefully they get back on the right track, even though they're going up against Seattle. So you got to think it might be a little bit different change right there. But St. Louis looked really good. I actually have a post-game clip I'm going to show later on in the show. So it's very interesting. It's very, you know what? Let's just get to that right now. So Johnny Pickler, post-game, Pickler, first overall draft pick this season 14 draft. He's not that he's out there. He's a friend of the show, but he was pumped. He was amped up after this game against Las Vegas, and yeah, just go ahead and listen to what he had to say.
Let's go, St. Louis. Let's go. I'm going to be here for you all season. You know who else is going to be here for you? Diesel Dawson's going to be here for you. Harrelson's going to be here for you. Finchie's going to be here for you. Cody Scott's going to be here for you. Chase Earl, our O-line, everybody's going to be here for you. We're going to be doubted. We're going to be doubted all the time, and we know that. Keep doubting us. Keep doubting us, and you're going to get burned. You understand that? Keep doubting us, and you're going to get burned. My defense is going to be here all the time. Week after week, we're going to be here for you. Who can I get over here? Dawson, get over here. Groenick, baby, get over here. We're about to enjoy. There you go, Roberto, come here, baby. Get over here, baby. Let's go.
Yo,
let's go.
What you think? What you got? Huh? What you got, Atlanta? Vegas? You got Let's go.
That's my boy Roberto. That's how defenders talk, baby. They understand. They don't even think. They just wreck you. They just wreck you all day. I believe in my defense. I believe in this city. You understand that? We're 2-3, and we're going to keep moving up. We're going to keep marching. I don't care about those losses. You're going to doubt us every week. We remember when you put us at 20th in the power rankings. We remember that. We're going to get over it. This is my team. This is our team. This is the city's team. And we're going to march on upward. We're no gladiators of old, baby. Vancouver 5-0. You look good, baby, but don't doubt us. You look good, but don't doubt us right now. Don't even make me tell you about my defense. Don't even make you tell me about my defense. My defense is scary, baby. My defense is scary. You understand that? My defense is scary. You're gonna lose sleep over my defense. You're gonna lose sleep over my defense. You're gonna lose sleep over Diesel Dawson. You're gonna lose sleep over my offense. You understand that? Good luck game planning next week, Vancouver. Let's go, St. Louis. Let's go.
Thank God for some editing right there. Had to throw some beeps on in that but I mean, it's good that they're excited that they've beat Las Vegas. So maybe this is bringing some good things going to St. Louis. I know that it's actually helped St. Louis out a lot because I was having a conversation with one of the guys in the SFL saying, hey, if you look at it back in season 13, their 2 first-round draft picks aren't even in the league anymore, which is kind of shocking. And having Pickler, the number 1 overall draft pick, still brings a lot to the table for St. Louis, is actually very helpful and it makes St. Louis a hot ticket, a hot commodity, even though they're one of the lower teams in the SFL, one of the bottom teams I was trying to say. Maybe try to get some people around Pickler. This St. Louis might end up getting themselves to be a very good dynasty team. You might see something come up through the draft. Maybe some of these new rookies that are coming in, if they need some help out that way, that's probably the perfect way to help out the St. Louis Gladiators team. But it's good to see that they're amped, they're pumped up. I know they have a tough task against Vancouver this coming week, but if they're hyped up for this game, and Vancouver probably have already seen that. If they didn't see it already, they saw it on the Kramer show. That defense, the Bash Brothers, aren't going to like what he had to say, and it's going to be a fun game. It's actually going to be a very hot ticket. I know I'll be tuning in to watch the Gladiators versus Vancouver because Vancouver's been playing those close games. And if we had a fan vote of the night, if we were to bring that back into simulation football, Vancouver versus St. Louis is probably going to be the one I'd vote for to have it see on prime time on Monday night. That's just something I would probably do. Got this heat, I would say, from St. Louis and the undefeated Vancouver. They're not going to stay undefeated for long, so it'd be very interesting to see if Johnny Pickler can overcome the Vancouver Legion. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in my who I got section. But players of the week coming in, the offensive player of the week for Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. He went 30 for 37, 353 yards, and 5 touchdowns to earn himself the Offensive Player of the Week award. Yeah, those are some good numbers, especially for this past week. I know we've seen quarterbacks hit over that 500 mark of yards, but actually throwing 5 touchdowns, it's happened before. But it's a good deserving accolade that we should give to Matt Wilson here for Week 5. The Special Teams Player of the Week goes to Chicago Wildcats kicker Anthony Cece. He went 5 for 5 on field goals, and he nailed a 51-yarder as well. As a kicker in the league, 50-plus yards it's the most common kick for the kicker right now, because you get those teams go drive down the field, and they stall out at the 32 or 33-yard line, and then you're in range for your kicker, so it's good that we see more kickers in the league at prominent, such as Anthony Cece. It probably has a great career ahead of him. The Defensive Player of the Week goes to Arizona Scorpions linebacker Joey Tropicana. Joey had 11 tackles, 2 assisted, 1.5 sacks, 4 tackles, 4 lost, and 1 pass deflected. So this was a little bit of a stretch, even though that the Arizona lost 29-13. So I'm actually very shocked to see a guy win the awards that they were on the losing side. But he helped his team as much as he could. It's just the others around him on defense didn't help him out a lot. So congratulations there to you, Tropicana, to you, Wilson, and to you, CC. So those are your players of the week, from offense to special teams to defensive players of the week right there. So rookie check-ins have been happening, and I've always been keeping up to date on who's been checking in, who hasn't been checking in. And we've seen this week there's 71 successful rookie check-ins, which is very good. I say successful because if you go through rookie check-ins and you have an X by your name right now, that obviously means that you are not on a paid subscription type plan. So in order for you to check in or bank check-ins that was actually going to help to progress your player, you have to be involved in the subscription model for SFL minor leagues. You can be also in the rookie plan. You can be in the pro plan. It's totally up to you. If you're in the pro plan, it actually gets you looked up better by other teams that are actually in the SFL, like major leagues, I would say. Yeah, we're going to have to call it the major leagues now. So you can see this happening. That's why you have the X. That's why you have the check mark, the green check mark saying, okay, you're good because you have already paid that subscription model. So make sure if you do not have the subscription model and you want to participate in the SFL, I mean, you can obviously be a non-contract right now. But then again, after that non-contract's up, you really can't do anything else and you're done for the rest of the season. So you better, it actually helps out a lot if you end up getting a subscription plan, because at some point it's going to move to that way. We're no longer doing bits anymore. So that is what it is. And a little bit update for rookie check-ins starting for this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. So by the time this comes up, it'll be tomorrow. The period to check in for rookies will be Saturday through Tuesday of every week. So it's going to be starting on this Saturday from this Saturday on to Tuesday is the time to check in if you are rookies. Also starting Saturday, rookies will post their primary and secondary preferred positions they want to play in the SFL minor league season, which is rapidly approaching. I will start those. This is all directed by DPP, Director of Player Personnel. He will start tracking these preferred positions and use them to allocate you to your teams. It's also quoted saying, speaking of which, information regarding SFL minor league teams and coaches will be released in the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye out there, and you can start your SFL journey in April. So it's a good thing that DPP put that out there. So if you did not see that already released on Thursday, here is your notification right here. Make sure you put your positions on there because it helps out managers, general managers, helps out the coaches, it helps out the owners of said teams to, okay, they're going to differentiate this player. That's what he wants to play. That's what he wants to do. Even along with SFL minor leagues, if you just want to play in the minor leagues, good for you. Make sure you put what position you want to play, because with all the players that have joined in this season so far, it has been a tremendous amount of players who have joined. I think we're averaging over 100 a week, which from what I've been just keeping track of, I haven't kept track of it in a while, but a lot of people are joining into the SFL. Very good time to be joining. Yes, you have to pay to get in here. Everybody does. If you want to keep your stats and whatnot, you have to pay to get in here. I know it's a bummer, but still, you're going to have a great time doing this at a cheap rate, which is very good. And once again, I repeat, rookie check-ins will open this Saturday through next Tuesday. So that is that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk to the Queen City's not owner. He's not the owner. He does a lot of stuff, but he's not the owner. General manager of Queen City. He's also the defensive coordinator. He's the director of player operations, and he's also the wide receiver to Queen City as well. Stephen Hacker will join me next, coming up on The Kramer Show.